for Straight on the Point with Jesse T from some undisclosed location somewhere in the world. Now,
TV live in the digital broadcasting TV network, and of course www.thepowerofvoices.com, and that's our radio feed taking us all around the world and everywhere. We are on the air and everywhere, from the community to the world. This is the Jesse T Show. The Brown Beauty is back on duty with you, as it has been. As I'm talking right now, we're bringing up our Instagram crew. Hey, Instagram, what's happening? Chime in, and we'll respond to your chimes here on this playing around with a few different setups here right now, just to make sure that we have a little more interaction going on with you. Or if you do want to call in ever, let me make sure I've got that phone number right, Lee. It's 424-9461. I think I got it right.
Correct.
424. Did I get it right?
yes, sir.
Hey, man, I tell you, I'm batting 1,000 today for Power Voices, and for is bearing down on the U.S. Virgin Islands right now. It's about ready to hit Puerto Rico, and it is going to slam into Puerto Rico. It looks like a Category 5 hurricane. That is really, really to hit mainland USA. Since they started actually being able to watch and measure the strength of 6 Category 5s. So this is a bad one that's coming down, and all the people who are into meteorology and are understanding that are saying that this particular one is going to really have a wallop. They're hoping that when it hits some of the water and the air from the Gulf, that it won't pick up more energy. But basically, hurricanes are a combination of the cold Atlantic water, the cold Atlantic, the Keys, rolls into the Caribbean, rolls into the U.S. Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, and then up into the Florida area. So if there was one evacuation, one mayor of a city on one of the islands out in the Keys said, get out if you don't live here. Mandatory here on the West Coast for any length of time. Saying hi to Sabrina and also has us on. Thanks a lot, Sabrina. Nice picture. Thanks for sending that to us. You're always very photogenic, Sabrina Anna Hall. Good to have you along with us, Miss Halls. And Janine Ambrose is checking in with us. Joe St. George up there in Utah, Nevada area. I like that area there a lot. So now I've got all kinds walking in here, saying hello. They're all kind of talking and saying hi. Hello, everybody. If you're going to say hi, say hi. Say hi. Hi. Hey. Say something, because people will always say, who are you? What are you doing? Where are you at? Who are those people? It's like when you're on stage, you never want to drop anything on stage. If you do, because what will happen is the audience will focus on that. And so what happens is the eyes, morning shows in the morning, you'll notice that the people that jump up and down, they have postcards and all that crazy stuff back there. Eyes will focus on those people, and we will completely forget what they say. But that adds to the thrill of it, that they become part of the Jesse T Show rather than being, who are those people? What are they doing? Where are they going? What are they about? So I kind of answer those questions. So that's just something you learn as time goes on. Saying hi to Phil Calderon, who has us on. Thanks a lot, Phil. Let me equate what that 5 hurricane is like. For those of us who lived here in Southern California, several big earthquakes. One of them was back rain, and the water actually is like little missiles, little rocks breaks everything. It gets thrown. Everything in the air gets thrown. The dirt, the trees, cars, everything. It would be like an earthquake that goes from 6 point to 8 point. Now, an 8-point earthquake here in Southern California would basically just be, it would knock everything out. An 8-point earthquake would knock everything out. Now, those tall skyscrapers may not fall down in an earthquake, wherever that tremor, wherever that fault line might be. But it would create such havoc and destruction that we have never seen. That's the difference. That's what Irma and a Category 5 hurricane is like. It is tremendous. It is a tremendous upswing from the power of a Category 4. So they're hoping that it hits some of the land masses out in the ocean there, like Portland. It changes a little bit. Sometimes it does. It hits the land masses out there and changes its speed, its chemical. You might want to check them out at CZ Naturals Smoothies and juice lime split on top and drink it. It's one of the best types of juices. Detoxify your system immediately. Anyhow, so thanks a lot, Jesse, for checking in. All right, so massive wind, massive debris, massive damage is on your way. We hope it doesn't happen, but boy, oh boy. Now this, of course, following on the heels of Houston and following on the heels of Louisiana, as well as Hurricane Harvey kind of moved up into America and broke up into just major storms. So if you are, it's so different than something being destroyed by a tornado or something like that, or earthquake. Water damage creates lots of bacteria, and it creates damage in areas that you may not know there's damage. So million cars are going to have to be thrown away and junked. All the insurance agencies are now using drones because there's so much damage. CZ Natural Smoothies and Juices located at 1429. Maybe for you, buddy. All right, so Ewart Chin is checking in. Thanks a lot, Ewart. Appreciate that on our Facebook Live feed. And, of course, we are on thepowerofvoices.com on our radio feed as well. So they're starting to recover from Houston now. Congressmen and senators things to the bill of money. And it amazes me. President Trump has done a fabulous picture in the next. Leave it. They're starting to wrestle around in Congress and the Senate about attaching this relief packages to other bills. I mean, these people, do they not stop? Do they just hands involved in? They fed up with the Washington affair? I don't care whether you're Republican or you're Democrat. It doesn't really matter. They're all cut from the same rock. It's unbelievable to me that they are attaching this relief money. He can only ask for it. He does. He's the executive. It's the legislative branch that has to earmark the money and send the check. It's not the judicial. It's not the executive. It's the legislative branch, ladies and gentlemen. And they're arguing about that the last 40 years. This is the separation that they've created between us, the common citizens, and the folks in Washington, D.C. that so-called we elect and we put into office. Well, we're putting a bunch of nincompoops in office. But I've always argued the point. People go there with good intentions. By the money, the power, the greed, they get seduced by being who they are. They start reading their own headlines. They start believing themselves that they're some king or potentate, that they have everybody here on the voice. The Jolton J is going to be checking in, Jeff Langton. Unbelievable. How wild and how crazy out now while you can. That brings us, of course, to one last topic before I jump. That's what they always say to me in that respect. But I say to them, no, not really, because there's an Second Amendment person or not. You need to have a weapon, and you need to know how to use it, whether to have to protect your home with a shotgun. And you need to know how to use it and take lessons. A rifle or a pistol. with stopping power. You need to take lessons, learn safety, learn how to maintain the weapon, learn how to shoot it so you can be a one-shot gal or a one-shot guy, not spray. Some basic training. And then you really need to have, and if you look at the current emergencies that are taking place, there water. Tons and tons of water. Hey, thanks, Phil Calderon. It's going to be a great show tomorrow. To the flyer along the way and see which way it takes and which way it goes. And I'm really looking forward to having the Jolt and Jay. I gave all the guys, open policy. That's what. Not water to take care of yourself and your family, and that's at least you could walk it all the way down. It's really important that we do that and that you do that as well. Really want to be prepared for that. And if you short yourself that in terms of any kind of preparation, basically are shortening yourself potential of shortening your life. All right, so saying hi to Zin Asahe, just joined us on Instagram. Zin, Google it here on Roundup Woundup. So we're gonna let him do that. Saying hi to Renaud La Rochelle, who has us in again, had a little fever and had sore throat, and I wasn't feeling well, so I just had to take some time off and rest. But not too many people got injured, and that's a good thing. So let's turn and talk about Donald Trump and the president so far. So I was watching some of the regular mainstream media news channels today, and over this laid up kind of sick. And what I don't get, and this is what I don't get, I just don't understand why they won't give this guy a break. This is his 9 months. Okay? And is just fine, whether you agree with me or not. But, you got to give this guy a break. What has he done that is so bad? That is so bad. We'll talk about DACA in a second, or DACA. I'm going to hit him off one in a row here. So it's the president's fault, right? It's the president's fault that he inherited the little fat Pillsbury Korean doughboy. But it's his fault. I'm grown side. Now, that's his fault, right? That's his fault. He inherited that. Okay? He inherited a standard of living that for 100 million people in this country has gone down the tube. It's EMP explosions, cyber issues, cyber attack, infrastructure. That's Republican, but they're spineless professional politicians. He inherited a cesspool full of liars and cheats and criminals in Washington, D.C. He calls it a swamp. I call it a context. Become maybe billionaires. The world is his fault. He inherited bad skin colors. He inherited this squeezed down middle class. It's just getting jacked left and right and left and right and left. But it's his fault, right? He inherited a stall on Americans' energy independence. He inherited a mainstream media that has an all-out attack against him, that just wants to take them just for any reason they can figure out taking them down. He inherited that, but of course it's his fault that they don't like him, right? He inherited a society of crybabies, hasn't done anything wrong. Nothing. Zero. And they give up. And they find some other stupid issue. Because there's nothing provable. Why don't they go back and prosecute Obama? Go back and prosecute Clinton and the crimes they created? Why don't they go back and prosecute and the crimes those people created? Why don't they go back and prosecute the congressmen and the senators and the liars and the cheaters and the people who have committed fraud against this government, against you, the taxpayer? Why don't they do that? And the crimes they've created. Why do they always look south, look north, look west, or look east when Donald Trump's fault? You see, it just doesn't make sense. They've found nothing. They are searching everything. They're searching in his underwear drawer. the Mexican mafia, the Armenian mafia, the Russian mafia, Tong. We can go on and on and on and talk about the criminal activity here in Southern California. And he's doing everything he can in an all-out war against that. Good. He's brought back jobs, tried to bring back more. He's fixing that. He fixed the VA. The VA is already running better by giving the VA supervisor DACA. Hey, I think he's doing the right thing. Sorry, you Americans. Too bad. You should be looking at your Torrero. You're straight on the point. You have a great day. The Brown Beauty's off duty. See ya.